I don't know if you can read what it says, but I need to do that. Today I decided to film my first video. I've wanted to start a YouTube channel ever since I was 15 or so. I was making polymer clay charms back then. And I just fell in love with watching people do what they do. So I thought that I'd start my own, and we'll see if I can do that. I have 2 reasons why I wouldn't be doing this, and one of them is the critique that might follow this. And I realized that being a senior in art school, that's pretty much all I do is get critiqued. So I'm open to it, and yeah, we're gonna do this. This video may be over the course of a couple weeks, a couple days, maybe just one day of me showing you what I do in a day as a college student in my last semester and working from home. I'm excited. I am lacking human interaction at art school that I thought I would be getting when I transferred to a full-time college. I know that even though I can't see you, I have a pretty good imagination, and I think it'll be easy to pretend that I'm actually talking to somebody. This is my tiny apartment, a corner in my tiny apartment, and I don't live alone, so there might be sounds and things that you can hear throughout the video. That's just how it's gotta be. I hope you enjoy coming along with me. I'm going to show you some things that I've been working on for school and outside of school. And yeah, a little behind the scenes process. Here we go. Here we are at my desk. I thought I'd show you a little self-run project I've been working on. It's called the 100-Day Project. And for me, I named my particular project the Alphabet of Amphibians. Each day on Instagram, I am posting an illustration that corresponds with a letter of the alphabet. So far, I've done an axolotl, a blue poison dart frog, a clown frog, a dwarf pixie frog, and I'm currently on the letter E. If you like amphibians and you'd like to follow along, there is a guessing game to go along with it on my Instagram, where each day I reveal clues about the upcoming amphibian, and you get to guess what the amphibian is before I post. Whoever gets the most guesses right out of the 26 letters of the alphabet will win a prize by the end. I thought I'd show you a little bit of the process that goes into researching and painting these amphibians and their environments each day. So enjoy this little time lapse. the letter E of the alphabet. This is the Emperor Newt. I really have such a great time painting these amphibians. I'm spending about 2 to 3 hours on each. So this time you're seeing is sped up about 1,000% of the normal time. But I really look forward to painting these every day, and there's something about being able to reveal the amphibian to you guys, and since you've been guessing along, it's just been really exciting to hear from you and that you look forward to this each day, because I do too. So I hope you enjoy watching the rest of the painting. I think he comes out really cute, and I have a lot of fun making these amphibians that maybe some people would see as insignificant creatures look really cute and appealing, and almost like you could take him home. Hello. I thought I'd check in. Today is Monday, February 15th, and I was supposed to head out to school today. I commute an hour to school. It's very snowy, and we're supposed to get 5 to 7 inches where I live. Today there's going to be a huge winter storm. So anyways, I'm working from home today, and I'll be showing you a project I'm working on for school right now that I would be working on in class if I could be in class today. I'll be showing you a little bit of what I'm thinking in terms of this project, and it has some sentimental value to me. And I also have to take pictures for an 100-day project illustration that I did that I have to post today. A little bit of a snowy theme, so I thought that I might try to take pictures outside in this freezing cold. We'll see if that happens. But yeah, I'm excited to take you along today and show you what I've been up to at school, since I don't normally show any of that on my Instagram right now. So yeah, thought you'd enjoy it. Can keep me company while I'm working from home. Okay, if this isn't the definition of commitment, then I don't know what is. It's 8 degrees outside, and I'm going to go take some photos out in that weather. This is the illustration that I am photographing today, and it's an F for my Alphabet of Amphibians project. You can see why maybe I want to go out in the snow and make a theme for this. So by the time you see this video, you'll know that this letter is supposed to represent frost for a certain amphibian's name. So we're gonna go try to make an extra looking photograph outside for this. Let's go. So I'm outside filming and taking video of this illustration, and I thought I'd show you what my view is right now. Alright, so I'm out here in my slippers, and this is the photo we've got. Not the best, but I mean, gotta give me some credit. The project I'm gonna start showing you today is a screen printing project for my printmaking class, and it is based off of an environment. So the prompt is to visit an environment or take inspiration from an environment that means something to you in some way. And an environment that comes to my mind right off the bat is my great-grandmother's farmstead and home that I spent a lot of time at after she passed away. When I was 12, we inherited her property, and there was a lot to go through. I didn't quite know her very well before she passed, so this was my opportunity to get to know her through her belongings. She was an oil painter late in her life. She started after retirement, and that really inspired me as a 12-year-old artist. So ever since then, I've kind of had this attachment to her and her spirit, and the spirit that she left with her belongings. I took a lot of pictures of her environment to use for painting. So since I can't go to her environment, I took inspiration from the actual physical pictures. For the project I mentioned earlier, I'm overlaying some imagery from my great-grandmother. This is one of her paintings. It's currently hanging in my kitchen. And I decided to overlay that with a bunch of slides that she had left behind. She took slide photos for reference in her paintings, and these are the slide holders that have the color slides in them. For my project, I have to scan these in to create a layer in Photoshop that I can then print onto a transparency sheet. There are hundreds of slides here in just these containers. Each container has about 25 or so of these, and scanned them in, and I'll show you what that looks like on my computer. So I'm over here at my laptop, and I'm going to show you what I'm doing with these slides and how I brought them into Photoshop, and I'm hoping that this all works. It's been a really long process trying to plan this. So I'll go ahead and share my screen with you. This was my mock-up for this project. So I kind of sketched out in Photoshop what I would want this to look like. And it's a screen print, so it's going to be exposed onto 3 different screens, each of these being a different layer, and going to apply the ink through the screen onto the paper. We can probably talk a little bit more about that another time, but here you'll see that I just have kind of this mock-up of 3 layers going on and a really rough sketch of what I was thinking. These trees are that painting that I just showed you from my kitchen, and they're on a blending mode where everything but that darkness of the tree is going to show through, and you can see here that all that texture from her paint is retained through the tree. So again, that's another example of the environment that I'm trying to create from this. So that's my sketch, and here is just an example of one of the slides that I love that I scanned in for this project. Here is a set of 12 slides that I scanned in. Little mushroom, that's so much like a picture I would take today, and it's so funny finding these similarities between my great-grandmother and I and what we're interested in. Some of the slides that were scanned in that I really loved. Again, I picked through thousands of slides trying to find ones that were really beautiful and really stood out to me for this project. So this is just the imagery that's scanned in, because slides, or at least from what I've learned, you can't scan slides in with the border around them as well. So any of the notes that she had on those slides, I don't get to keep unless I scan them in separately. So that leads us to this page where I had to scan in the slides that she left notes on separately as a document file. So here you'll see that she wrote "Excellent Swan." Paint this one. Mackinac Island. Clouds up north. I scanned all of these in as blank documents, so you can't see the slide in here because it's scanned as a document and you don't get that transparency that would have shown before. So to fix that, I'm individually going into these files, taking out the slide, select this area for each slide, and bring it in to this document, placing it in these blank squares. Once I have all of the squares filled, and I'll print this entire thing out with a layer of noise so that when I'm exposing it to the screen, you'll be able to see the detail in the photos, kind of like you see here. And then I'll be inking this up as my first layer. I'm really hoping that it goes well. Again, this is kind of my inspiration, and I'll layer her painting on top with another layer. And maybe in the future, I'll go over a little bit more about how that turned out and the process behind that. To give you an idea of how many slides I went through, this is just one box of slides. And all of these white slides here that I've piled up are blank or completely dark slides. This is an old slide viewer that she had where you can just slide it through and it magnifies the color slide so that you can see what it looks like without holding it up to a light. And then all of these boxes, like I said, had about 25 slides in each. And we've got 2 layers here of slides to go through. Of them were unusable. In fact, this entire box I plan on donating or taking to a vintage consignment shop. So if anybody has any use for color film, color transparency slides, let me know. Look at their little butts. Oh! Oh no! Thank you so much, guys, for joining me on this journey of my first video. I hope you like it, and I think there'll be more to come from this. I had a really good time. Hope you have a great day. Until next time.